Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast. Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Jonathan Kestenbaum. Jonathan Kestenbaum is the co-founder and managing director of Talent Tech Labs. He is a lawyer by education and an entrepreneur and investor by trade. Jonathan can be found at HR technology conferences all over the world as a sought-after speaker and panelist sharing deep insights into the evolution of the talent acquisition ecosystem. Well, good afternoon, Jonathan. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me today.
Awesome, Jonathan. I appreciate you jumping on, being from the New York, New Jersey area, and I get to travel the world, so to speak, today again on these podcasts. So, Jonathan, let's jump right into the questions. You've got quite the career as an entrepreneur, board member, investor, and now the co-founder of Talent Tech Labs. Could you share with our audience the secret to your career growth and what inspires you?
Absolutely. So first of all, thanks for having me. Really excited to be here today. I've really been on a mission my whole life to elevate the state of the art in HR. I unfortunately started my career as an attorney. I was always entrepreneurial and knew that I was going to be in business and knew that everything in business revolved around the law. So that was an education that I thought would be useful in helping me navigate the world of business. But I've spent my career either building talent acquisition technology, investing in talent acquisition technology, consulting around talent acquisition technology, and all really driven by this core belief that your job is more than just something you should get paid for. And your company really is a conduit that can guide you through your life in a more meaningful way than is currently happening today. I think that, a company could really help you not only get paid for the great work that you do, but understand how to manage your finances more effectively and help you do that, provide health and wellness resources to really help you and your family stay down a healthy path, provide you career opportunities and career growth. So it's not just about, again, paying you for what you have now, but helping elevate you, take you to the next level, be that vehicle through which you can navigate the world. And so I'm really on this mission, no matter whether it be as an investor or as an advisor currently through my role at Talent Tech Labs, or as a builder of talent acquisition technology, to elevate the state of the art.
Jonathan, thanks for sharing that. I appreciate it. Sounds like, with your background, very diverse, being in all these various verticals and supporting other entrepreneurs, you have a lot to share. And I do appreciate that. So thank you. And Jonathan, we talked a little bit about, before we got started here, as you know, everybody globally has had to make major shifts to adapt to this new normal and the pandemic. Could you share with us what you're doing to help your organization stay relevant in this economy?
Absolutely. So Talent Tech Labs is a research and advisory firm focused on advising heads of talent and CEOs of staffing firms and CIOs on emerging talent acquisition technologies. We're really in the business of helping you go through a digital transformation in talent acquisition and more broadly in HR. Something that we always worried about was a recession. Do companies leverage a research firm during a recession or do they think of it as something that's extra? And what's been so interesting about the pandemic is, everyone talks about that. I don't know if you've seen the meme online, but who led your digital transformation? It's the CEO, the CIO, the CFO, or COVID. And COVID is the answer, right? I mean, and so what we found is the exact opposite. Companies are diving headfirst into digital transformation and really focusing on how they can leverage technology to stay relevant and stay connected. As an organization, as Talent Tech Labs, we went remote in March, and we're lucky in that we were already leveraging many of the tools that would enable us to do remote work before the pandemic. So we were leveraging tools like Slack, Zoom, Monday.com, and a number of other tools to help us stay connected and on top of our tasks. And so once the pandemic hit, we were pretty comfortable operating in this kind of environment. Frankly, I think we're operating a bit more efficiently, despite, I would argue, there's probably some burnout that needs to be addressed, and we need to come up with creative ways to keep people engaged remotely. One of the other ways that we're trying to adapt to this new normal as an organization is helping our clients on the things that are most meaningful to them. And so as an organization focused on digital transformation in HR, in talent acquisition, obviously that world has evolved and changed significantly. At first, in March, companies kind of stopped hiring. Now there's such high unemployment in certain parts of the market that the number of candidates that are applying to jobs, there's so many more candidates applying to jobs than there were before. A market of low unemployment to a market of high unemployment. So the types of technologies you need to leverage as an organization are changing. And so we've been focusing on optimizing our product internally to make sure we're able to advise our clients most effectively.
Thanks for sharing, Jonathan. I appreciate that. We all have some things to do to overcome the challenges here with this pandemic. So I appreciate you sharing that. And Jonathan, are you leveraging any new or emerging technology within your space? If not, maybe it's just a cool app you can share with us that's making your life better.
Yeah, so we're a small team, 15 people. So when we're not leveraging a lot of talent acquisition technology, just because we're not actively hiring at the scale that our clients are, many of the large enterprises we work with, we do leverage an applicant tracking system, a candidate relationship management system, a bot to help us effectively vet and communicate with the candidates that do apply and make sure we don't have a black hole that they never hear back from us when they apply to a job. As I mentioned previously, outside of talent acquisition technologies, we're leveraging, some really interesting technologies to help us manage our remote workforce. So like I said, Slack and Monday and Zoom. And we found some really creative ways to leverage these. We actually recently ran a team building event, not only our team, but our clients as well, where we hired actors and we pretended to go to the moon. And we landed on the moon and the spaceship landed in the wrong part of the crater that we were supposed to land on. And together we had a challenge where we tried to navigate across the moon. This was a NASA exercise actually that was done for high school students that we actually ran virtually through a Zoom meeting, and we hired actors to do it. It was a really cool, fun, engaging experience. So we're trying to make the most of the technologies that help you manage a remote workforce. We're obviously busy advising our clients on how to leverage the talent acquisition technologies that help them manage their remote workforce, manage recruiters remotely, engage with candidates remotely, et cetera.
Amazing. I appreciate the share on that, especially around developing that commercial or advertisement, as you mentioned, and hiring those actors. Simply amazing. I appreciate that. And Jonathan, this is the big question we get, at least I like to ask, but I know our audience wants to know more about Jonathan Kestenbaum. Can you share something from your career experience that would be helpful for those looking to grow their career in either technology or entrepreneurship?
Sure. So I consider myself an entrepreneur born and bred. But I don't think entrepreneurship is something that you're innately born with. I think it's something that you could learn. I actually teach entrepreneurship at NYU. I teach a class called Entrepreneurship A to Z. And, I think one of the lessons that I've learned is that many folks think of entrepreneurship as a game of ideas. And they think that, oh, I don't have a good enough idea. I can't be an entrepreneur. And, I think that what's really important is what I've learned through my career is that entrepreneurship is not a game of ideas. It's a game of execution. I've heard, just as an investor in the HR technology space, I've heard thousands and thousands of ideas. And I've heard the same idea, 15 times. And the difference between one or the other is a combination of timing and execution. And so the lesson there is I believe that anybody has the ability to be an entrepreneur, whether on your own, running your own company, or within your organization, being entrepreneurial, thinking creatively on how to solve problems. And again, it's not a game of ideas. So what that means to me is no matter what you've been doing in your career, you've been practicing to be an entrepreneur. So anything you've done to practice being an executor, executing on your role, those are lessons that you can bring to entrepreneurship and to being an entrepreneur if you ever decide to start a business within a company or start your own company.
Thanks for sharing, Jonathan. I appreciate that, and I know our audience will as well. Jonathan, it was a pleasure having you on today, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Thanks so much for having me. Really excited to be here.
Bye for now.